Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning in. Hope everyone's doing okay. So I'm just going to get straight into this one. Something I felt like I needed to do as a kind of New Year's resolution. I will explain everything. I am going to show some records in a bit, so if you want to see some records, just stay tuned. They are coming up shortly. Um, Basically, I've developed quite a backlog of records. I had so many come through the door last year in 2024. It was a good year for buying, but I'm working my way through, and there is still quite a few I haven't listened to. So something has got to give. Now, if you've watched recent videos late last year, I have been kind of mentioning about trying to sort of cut down with buying online, and I've decided to set myself a challenge, and that is to go the whole year, the whole of 2025, without making a single online purchase. So that includes eBay, Discogs, and actually any online outlet. I'm going to see if I can do it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but at the end of the day, if you're watching and you collect records, we all know it's a bit of an addiction, and sometimes it's easier said than done. So I thought the best way to actually try and do this challenge and follow, call it a challenge, to do this resolution and follow it through is to say it out loud and share it with you, lovely people. So the score is, my aim is to not buy anything online in 2025. This started on New Year's Day, so we're 6 days in, so doing very well. I haven't broken anything. If I fail, then I will make a video about it, confess it. You have my word that this will happen. I will make a video stating that I failed and show you what I've bought. If temptation gets the better of me and I end up buying something online in 2025, cutting the challenge short, I will tell you. That's as simple as that. I'm just saying it out loud, and that's it. I just felt that it was something to do. Two things I should mention. First and foremost, I'm not stopping buying records full stop. I'm still going to go to fairs and shops. I will still do the videos on any fairs and shops that I've never been to before, because I enjoy doing them. People like them, and that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment as, my kind of main thing. And secondly, and I must stress this, this is a very personal challenge to me. I'm not starting this as some kind of thread or putting the challenge out there. I'm not having a go at anyone who buys online, not in the slightest. I think buying online has actually got its pros. I know not everyone does it, not everyone likes it, but if you've watched my video before, I have actually done it, and I've got some great stuff on Discogs, and it's there if you want to use it. Just always proceed with caution and things like that. So, but I'm not saying do not buy online. Come and join me in this challenge. Boycott the internet. That's not what I'm saying at all. You all do what you feel is best. However you buy things and whatever methods you use, whatever sources you use, that is up to you. So that is the challenge this year. Will I follow it through? We will see. I think I can do it, but who knows? As we all know, it's in a bit of addiction, and temptation can sometimes get the better of us, can't it? So there we are. Anyway, I thought while I'm here, I don't just want to make a video saying that. I did make a few online purchases in late 2024, so I thought I'd show them off as an excuse to show some records after all, and I have got some good ones, so here they are. So first up, we have got Grin and Bear It by the Ruts. It's a fantastic record and a fantastic band. It's original pressing. It's got a nice fold-out insert, which I was insistent on having, and this was a really, really good price off Discogs. So, great album. It's not as good as The Crack. Basically, what it is a kind of leftovers, kind of odds and sods records. Odds and sod record. The Ruts were short-lived. Tragically, lost their lead singer very early on, so they only really did one album proper. I know they continued under the Ruts DC with a different vocalist, but the Ruts had the album called The Crack, which is absolutely amazing. I think it's a masterpiece in the sort of punk genre. But this one sort of combines singles, Peel sessions, and live tracks, and is still very, very good. They were a great band. It's just such a shame they sort of, didn't carry on for longer. Tragic, really. But yeah, well worth picking up, well worth getting. Very pleased to have that. From the same seller, I've chucked this in the basket to take advantage of the postage. This is a favourite band of mine. I've mentioned this band a few times over the years. This is a band called Salad from the 90s. Unsung heroes of Britpop. They are fantastic. They really are. But they don't quite get the recognition. They never quite had the success and don't get the recognition they deserved. I think they were really one of the better Britpop bands out there, but they just they have kind of faded into obscurity. It's a great kind of sophisticated power pop. I mean, I've read interviews with them online, and they never really intended to be Britpop. Everything in Britpop apparently was it was really sort of lumped into that kind of category by the press. All the bands really were trying to do their own thing. They were sort of, they were basically indie bands, really, weren't they? Influenced from all sorts of things, but. Yes, if you're around in the sort of mid-90s and you were sort of vaguely indie and you were from the UK, you were Britpop. But this is brilliant. This is a Kent EP. I think it's the first thing they ever released, actually. I could be totally wrong. 4 tracks. Very, very good indeed. Wonderful stuff. Glad to pick it up. Nice and cheap that was. Right, next up, we've got a jazz record. This is Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder. So when it comes to jazz, I have to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm no expert at all. I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm a very, very casual listener of jazz. The kind of albums that I'm looking for are ones that I personally regard as like the classics. And this one kind of kept coming up. It seems to be the one, one of the ones to get. And I'm very glad I did. This is a UK, could be regarded as a first pressing, but it was pressed in the mid-70s. UK pressing, pressed by EMI. They seem to have a sort of resurgence in the UK in the mid-70s of releasing Blue Note and Impulse records, and they are very well released and sound absolutely great. And this one is no exception. I played this for the first time the other night, and I was just blown away by how good it sounds. It is fantastic. Musically, sort of jazz, again, when it comes to terminology, I don't know what I'm talking about. I either like it or I don't. When it comes to jazz, I don't like really anything kind of too, I would say, free jazz, when it loses the melody and it's just complete experimentation. That, I'm not quite into that. But this is very, very melodic. I find it very easy to listen to. It's not too sort of smooth or cool. It's kind of just right. Everything's mid-tempo. It's got a nice bit of swing to it. And obviously, it just sounds wonderful. Jazz does sound excellent all the time. I think, they don't rely on sort of, especially sort of in the 50s and 60s, they don't rely on overdubs and things. The music always sounds so nice. It's got, the instruments have just got real room to breathe. It's always, it's essentially, it's a live recording and always recorded very, very well indeed. So this is a good one to have. And I got this off eBay. Believe it or not, it was on an auction. I hardly ever do eBay auctions, but it came up. I didn't think it was very well kind of photographed, and those ones you can often get a good deal. And I did all right on this one, yeah. I paid well under the sort of going rate for it, and it's in decent condition. So, yeah, very nice to have. And finally, continuing my Charlatans kick, I got their second album, which I've got to remind what it's called. I thought it was called Between 9th and 10th. It's actually called Between 10th and 11th. What am I like, eh? Those with an eagle eye will spot the even the original sticker from Our Price Records, £7.99 from back in the day. I am going to try and remove that. I want to try and remove it without damaging the sleeve, of course, and then keeping it intact. So I'll have to try a bit of lighter fluid on it. If it doesn't come off, then it will just have to stay on it, but it's fine. Apart from the kind of sticker, which was advertised, this is an absolutely pristine copy. It is an original. And I paid out a bit for it, but it wasn't, I don't think I paid too much over the odds. It's from the early 90s, so it wouldn't have sold in huge amounts. It would have done okay on CD, of course, but vinyl in the early 90s was apparently on the way out, wasn't it? Yeah, very much on the way out until the resurgence. So there we are. I haven't actually played this one yet. As I say, I only got it sort of in December, but very much look forward to doing it. So there we have it. It's just a short one from me. It does. Sorry if it seems a little bit personal. Don't want to come across as sounding sort of overly personal and it's all about me and whingy, but it's just something I felt I had to say actually out loud to be able to do it. So we'll do our best, and I will certainly be continuing to support local record shops and fairs in the, I would say the new year. We're already there, aren't we? I'm not going to be going anywhere in January. I shall be restarting in February. So please give me a subscribe if you want more content. There's plenty more to come in 2025. And until then, thank you for tuning in as always, and take care. I'll see you all again soon.